This is a test of the emergency alert system. Emergency alert system. Test of the emergency alert system.
The civil authorities have issued a required weekly test for Anderson TX, Andrews TX, Aransas TX, Archer TX, Atascocita TX, Austin TX, Bender TX, Bastrop TX, Bader TX, BTX, Bell TX, Bexar TX, Blanco TX, Borton TX, Post TX, Brazier TX, Brazos TX, Booster TX, Brooks TX, Brown TX, Burleson TX, Berta TX, Caldwell TX, Calvin TX, Callahan TX, Cameron TX, Chambers TX, Cherokee TX, Childress TX, and Clay TX, beginning at 1:05 a.m. and ending at 1:20 a.m. This is a test of the emergency alert system. If this had been an actual emergency, you would have been given additional instructions. This is a test. No action necessary.
This is a test of the emergency alert system.
You're listening to the BBC on WMRA, and it's now time for our weekly test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
In effect from 7 a.m. this morning to 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time Wednesday. What? Heavy lake effect snow expected. Total snow accumulations of 5 to 10 inches, except locally around 1 foot in the far northwestern portion of the county. Where? Northern Oneida County. When? From 7 a.m. this morning to 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time Wednesday. Impacts. Travel could be very difficult. The hazardous conditions could impact the morning or evening commute. Additional details: steady light snow moves in this morning, then heavy lake effect snow bands develop this afternoon, evening and into tonight. The highest snowfall totals will be across northwestern portions of the county in or around the Camden and Florence area. Snowfall rates up to 2 inches per hour are possible within the lake effect snow band this evening. If you must travel, keep an extra flashlight, food, and water in your vehicle in case of an emergency. The latest road conditions for the state you are calling from can be obtained by calling 511.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
K236CK Warrenton.
KWRE, Warrenton, Troy, Winsville.
Statewide required weekly test of the emergency alert system, originating from the Pennsylvania Emergency Management Agency, Harrisburg. This is only a test.
This concludes the emergency management required weekly test.
Coastal waters from Ocklawaha River to Apalachicola, Florida, out to 20 nautical miles.
test of the
Coastal
emergency
waters from
alert
Mexico
system.
Beach to Apalachicola, out 20 nautical miles. Waters from Mexico Beach to Apalachicola, Florida, from 20 to 60 nautical miles. Waters from Swamee River to Apalachicola, Florida, from 20 to 60 nautical miles until 8:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time or 7:15 a.m. Central Standard Time. at 7:17 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or 6:17 a.m. Central Standard Time. A strong thunderstorm was located near Empire Micah Wreck, moving northeast at 45 knots. Hazard, wind gusts 34 knots or greater and small hail. Source, radar indicated. Impact, expect wind gusts in excess of 34 knots, suddenly higher waves, frequent lightning, and heavy downpours. Make sure all on board are wearing life jackets. Locations impacted include O Tower, Empire Micah Wreck, Apalachicola, Sea Tower, and St. George Island. Move to safe harbor until hazardous weather passes.
Is conducting a required weekly test of the emergency activation system. This is only a test.
This is a monthly test of the emergency alert system for broadcast stations and cable systems of Nebraska, in cooperation with the FCC and other government authorities. Equipment is being tested that can quickly provide warnings during emergencies. If this had been an actual emergency, official information, news, or instructions would have followed the alert tone. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system.
Connecticut statewide emergency alert system. A system that can quickly warn in the event of an emergency is being tested. If this had been an Amber Alert, evacuation, or other emergency, an official message would have followed the alert system. This concludes this test. Brought to you by the Connecticut Department of Emergency Services and Public Protection.
Washington State issued by the Washington State Emergency Operations Center. In the event of an emergency, this system would bring you important information. The following tones will conclude this test from the Washington State Emergency Operations Center.
This concludes this test of the emergency alert system.
Winter weather message. For the following county, Erie Lakeshore, Pennsylvania. Lake effect snow warning in effect until 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this evening. Wind chill advisory remains in effect from 10 p.m. this evening to noon Eastern Standard Time Wednesday. What? For the lake effect snow warning, heavy lake effect snow occurring. Additional snow accumulations of 1 to 3 inches bringing storm totals to 4 to 8 inches in the most persistent snow. Winds gusting as high as 30 miles per hour. For the wind chill advisory, very cold wind chills expected. Wind chills as low as 15 degrees below zero. Where? Northern Erie County. When? For the lake effect snow warning, until 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this evening. For the wind chill advisory, from 10 p.m. this evening to noon Eastern Standard Time Wednesday. Impacts, plan on slippery road conditions and poor visibility. The hazardous conditions may impact this evening's commute. The cold wind chills could result in hypothermia if precautions are not taken. If you must travel, keep an extra flashlight, food, and water in your vehicle in case of an emergency. Use caution while traveling outside. Wear appropriate clothing, a hat, and gloves. The latest road conditions for the state you are calling from can be obtained by calling 511. The Pennsylvania Department of Transportation and Pennsylvania Turnpike Commission strongly encourage motorists to heed all travel restrictions and delay unnecessary travel. Visit www.511pa.com for the latest travel, roadway, and traffic conditions.
Required weekly test message sent by Clark Regional Emergency Services
beginning at 4 o'clock p.m. and ending at 5 o'clock p.m. This is a required weekly test of the emergency alert system, originating from the Michigan State Police State Emergency Operations Center in Lansing. If this had been an actual emergency such as a tornado, toxic material release, nuclear plant incident, widespread phone or power outage, or other state or local emergency that affects your safety, official messages would have followed the alert tone. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system.
This is a weekly test of the emergency alert system. This is a weekly test of the emergency alert system. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system.
This is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
This is a test of the NOAA radio warning alarm device and the emergency alert system. During potentially dangerous weather situations, specially built receivers are automatically activated to warn of the impending severe weather and/or hazards in north central Kentucky. Tests of these receivers are normally conducted every Tuesday between 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. local time, and every Wednesday between 11 a.m. and noon local time. When there is a threat of or existing severe weather in the area, the test is postponed until the next available non-severe or hazard day. This broadcast originates from the National Weather Service office in Louisville from a transmitter in Frankfurt on a frequency of 162.5 megahertz. Reception of this broadcast and the warning alarm will vary at any given location. To provide the most consistent warning service possible, the warning alarm will be activated for watches and warnings affecting the following counties: in north central Kentucky: Anderson, Franklin, Henry, Owen, Scott, Shelby, and Woodford. This is a test of the NOAA radio warning alarm device and the emergency alert system. During potentially dangerous weather situations, specially built receivers are automatically activated to warn of the impending severe weather and/or hazards in south central Indiana and north central Kentucky. Tests of these receivers are normally conducted every Tuesday between 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. local time, and every Wednesday between 11 a.m. and noon local time. When there is a threat of or existing severe weather in the area, the test is postponed until the next available non-severe or hazard day. This broadcast originates from the National Weather Service office in Louisville on a frequency of 162.475 megahertz. Reception of this broadcast and the warning alarm will vary at any given location. To provide the most consistent warning service possible, the warning alarm will be activated for watches and warnings affecting the following counties: in south central Indiana: Clark, Floyd, Harrison, Jefferson, Scott, and Washington. In north central Kentucky: Bullitt, Henry, Jefferson, Nelson, Oldham, Shelby, Spencer, and Trimble. This concludes the test of the NOAA radio warning alarm and emergency alert system. We now return you to regular programming.
This is only a test.
The National Weather Service in Wakefield has issued a special marine warning for Chesapeake Bay.
What flash flooding caused by excessive rainfall is possible? Where? The island of Maui. When? Until 4 a.m. Wednesday. Impacts. Flood-prone roads and other low-lying areas may be closed due to elevated runoff and overflowing streams. Urban areas may receive more significant flooding and property damage due to rapid runoff. Additional details: a band of moderate to heavy showers has become stationary over eastern portions of Leeward, Maui. This band is expected to remain over the area through much of the night and will bring an increased risk of flash flooding, especially to the leeward slopes of Mount Halleck, along and locations in the vicinity of Key Harry and Wailea. You should monitor later forecasts and be prepared to take action should flash flood warnings be issued.
Cabbage Patch, Longs Creek Inlet, Cape Charles Harbor, Windmill Point, First Island Bay Bridge, and Lower Bernard Island. Seek safe shelter. Mariners can expect gusty winds and increasing waves.